Perfection of character traits. Great people. Exceptional midot. What comes to mind? Who comes to mind? If I will ask you, who is a great person in your mind? Who do you admire? Who do you respect? Give me a sage, a tzaddik, a righteous person who had impeccable traits. Perhaps it was a prophet. Would you believe that these people struggled their entire life to perfect themselves? Oftentimes we may think people with impeccable character traits, exceptional character traits, they are born great. Maybe they have an amazing upbringing, an amazing backdrop. Maybe they have amazing role models who help them along the way, their mentors. We can have a lot of reasons, including maybe they are born that way. Yes, people have natural tendencies. People have certain personalities that they are born with. However, today I will share with you three giants, three great people in the Jewish history who actually were great because they had a lifetime struggle of working on themselves, and some of them are prophets. So we have to internalize after this short video that these great people were not born great. And the names are the Chafetz Chaim, Rav Moshe Feinstein, and Moshe Rabbeinu. The Chafetz Chaim worked constantly to improve his character. He struggled, he prayed, he reflected, he refined himself until his midot, his character traits, were sterling. In order to achieve this level, he admitted to himself, he admitted to other people that he learned over about 2 hours of Musar, Jewish ethics, a day. One of his students once hid in the synagogue, hoping to observe his behavior at night. Around midnight, the Chafetz Chaim appeared, opening the Aron HaKodesh, and prayed to Hashem to help him overcome his feelings of anger. Rav Moshe Feinstein was known for his pleasant conduct. Even in the most provocative, difficult situations, he would avoid anger. He would avoid to respond in anger. When he was questioned regarding his serenity, he made it very clear that the quality was not easy to attain or even natural to him, and this is what he replied. Do you think I was always like this? I have a fierce temper, but I have worked for years to perfect this trait. And there's a little story that is shared. Once Rav Moshe Feinstein was learning from a new, expensive edition of the Gemara that he had just purchased. He has just been using his dip pen back in the days and a bottle of ink when he momentarily left the room. While he was away, a student unintentionally knocked over the bottle, spilling black ink all over the page of the new Gemara. As the student stood in deep shame, Rav Moshe Feinstein returned to the room, perceived what happened, and smiled pleasantly. He assured the student that the Gemara still looked beautiful, and with a comforting glance, he went back to his learning. Rav Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu, as we know, was a prophet, was the humblest man, one of the greatest men of Jewish history, and he was a prophet. A king at the time the Jews left Egypt wanted to know more about Moshe and his natural tendencies and personality characteristics. The king sent an expert artist to draw Moshe's face and conscripted professionals to interpret his features, which would reveal the personal characteristics of the aged leader. He was very old at that time. When the artist returned from painting Moshe's face, the professional interpreter said that this was a person of evil deeds, haughty, a money lover, unreasonable, and someone who suffers from every other deficiency of character imaginable. Surprised, the king could not understand this information as it contradicted everything he had heard about the great leader. The king traveled to the camp of the Jews to clarify the matter himself. Seeing Moshe Rabbeinu in a distance, he realized that the painting was excellent and decided to come over to his tent. He told Moshe what had happened, and his expert interpreters had betrayed him. They didn't do what the king asked. But then Moshe Rabbeinu replied the following, and I'm quoting, "Actually, both are correct. The drawing shows my face, and I'm not sad to say that all the deficiencies they told you, and even more, are really my nature. But with all my heart, I have fought to overcome my natural tendencies to acquire a different nature. With my thinking correctly that great people are born great and have gentle natures. But we see from the Chafetz Chaim, Rav Moshe Feinstein, and Moshe Rabbeinu that they themselves have revealed to us that not only through study, hard work, preparation, reflection, and prayer were they able to modify their natures, it was through constant and persistent effort, no matter what. They never gave up on themselves. They wanted to be close to Hashem. They wanted to better themselves. And most of all, they believed in themselves. So this is what it starts with. It doesn't matter what your backdrop is. It doesn't matter what your tendencies have been for 5, 10, 20 years, all your life. You can change your habits. You can change your nature by adopting a new nature that only has to happen once to fill in that experience in your head, and you'll see it, you'll prove to yourself that I can do it, that I can control myself, that I could be more calm, that I could be more patient, that I could be silent, meaning not answer when I want to. And you're going to adopt a new trait. You're going to be this different person. And the next time you run into a similar situation, it's going to be easier for you. It's going to be easier for you to adopt this new nature. I'm going to give you a practical tip on how to overcome difficult experiences, on how to become more prepared at responding calmer, more patiently in the future. So what you do is you sit with yourself, and for about 2 minutes, you're imagining a situation that had happened before, or a situation that will probably happen today, or during this week. So you're imagining a situation, and the situation, the reason why it's hard for you is because a similar situation had happened, or you see yourself like, how can I possibly be calm in this situation? And you can be calm. The first step is to believe in yourself. Second step is to actually imagine the situation unfolding and the many details that you have. Where are you? What are you wearing? Who are you with? What are they saying to you? What does the background look like? And how are you feeling? What is the initial reaction? Now remember, the initial reaction is not the reaction you choose to have. You are working with that reaction. So if the initial reaction is frustration or impatience, you're going to take that and you're going to work with it. And now you're going to imagine yourself calmer, not frustrated, patient. What do you tell yourself to become that person, to become calmer? So I'm going to give you a quick example. For example, it's the morning rush. Everybody needs everything for a young mother, and they all need to go to school. and everything is happening at once. This one forgot their snack, that one forgot their book bag, that one forgot an item, a school supply, that one wants to eat. It doesn't matter how many kids are with you, but let's say a lot is happening at once during the morning, and you want to manage this calm. You want to master it. So imagine to yourself exactly what a calm you looks like. The you that you admire. What is the look on your face? What are you wearing? What is your facial expression? Are you smiling? What do your eyes look like? How are you feeling? What are you responding to each child if they say or want something? And you look at the time and it's getting late and you tell yourself the bigger picture, the bigger picture. And you're calm. Because when you tell yourself the bigger picture, and maybe you are closing your thumbs and your first finger, you're like, the bigger picture. Just having it once. The bigger picture. You tell yourself it's the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture? It's really not that important that at this time everything has to go right. I just need to be calm. Because even if everybody gets to school on time, or everybody's out on time, and everybody's out frustrated, they're all going to continue to be frustrated. I want to calm everyone down, calm myself down first. The bigger picture is I'm performing my role as a mother, taking care of the kids, and I'm going to do my best to respond calmly. I'd rather them leave calmly than leave on time, very, very frustrated. So that's an example of we imagine a situation that has happened in the past, and now we have adopted a different type of reaction, and it only has to happen once for it to become a part of you and repeat itself for it to become your new nature, because habits over and over create a new nature. Leah Abramov, Being a Becoming. We are appreciating the insights of Rabbi Yitzhak Ben Arosh in his book Healing Anger, awakening awareness of your greatness and potential.